Top 10 Fascinating Facts about the Saguaro Cactus. Join us in exploring the mysteries of the saguaro cactus, a true giant of the desert. Learn how its impressive height and longevity contribute to its ecosystem and discover its cultural significance to indigenous tribes. Number 10. Impressive height. The saguaro cactus stands as one of the most impressive natural structures in the deserts of the southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico. Capable of reaching and exceeding 12 meters, about 40 feet, in height, the saguaro is not only one of the world's tallest cacti but also one of the most iconic. This remarkable height makes it a dominant figure in the arid landscape, visible from great distances and playing a crucial role in the desert ecosystem. In addition to its size, the structure of the saguaro is a masterpiece of adaptation to a relentless environment. Its spongy trunk and branches store large amounts of water, allowing it to survive during the extended drought periods characteristic of its habitat. The cactus's skin is covered by a thick, waxy cuticle that reduces water loss, while its spines not only provide defense against herbivores but also shade, reducing evaporation. The saguaro's vertical growth also has a significant evolutionary purpose. By rising above the ground, the cactus can capture more sunlight for photosynthesis, essential for its growth and survival in an environment where competition for light is fierce. Furthermore, its height facilitates the dispersal of its seeds over greater distances, aided by animals that visit its flowers and fruits, thus ensuring its propagation and generational survival in the vast desert. Number 9. Slow growth. The saguaro cactus is notoriously known for its exceptionally slow growth rate, a trait that distinguishes it within the plant kingdom. In its early stages of life, a saguaro can take up to a decade to grow just 2.5 centimeters, about 1 inch. This slowness can be attributed to the scarcity of water and nutrients in its desert environment. Each centimeter of growth is the result of years of patient accumulation and efficient use of limited resources, allowing it to survive in conditions where other plants would quickly perish. The growth strategy of the saguaro is intrinsically linked to its adaptation to an extremely arid climate. The plant dedicates a large part of its energy not only to growing in height but also to developing an extensive and shallow root system that efficiently captures the sparse and sporadic rainfall. Moreover, its ability to store large amounts of water during rains allows it to sustain its growth during prolonged drought periods. This storage occurs in the parenchymal tissue of its trunk and branches, which expand like an accordion to maximize their water retention capacity. This slow growth also contributes to the saguaro's physical structure, enabling it to support its large size and weight over the years. The slow pace at which it grows strengthens its tissues, making them more resilient to physical damage and severe climate fluctuations. The longevity and structural strength of the saguaro are, therefore, directly proportional to its meticulous and measured growth, traits that have perfectly adapted it to survive in one of Earth's most inhospitable habitats. Number 8. Longevity. Saguaro cacti are among the most long-lived beings in the plant kingdom, with lives often exceeding a century and a half and can reach 200 years in exceptional cases. This astonishing longevity is a clear indication of their extraordinary ability to adapt and thrive in the hostile desert environment. The prolonged survival of these cacti is crucial not only for their own reproduction but also for maintaining biodiversity in their ecosystem. The saguaro invests a lot of time in developing a solid base and an extensive root system before reaching reproductive maturity around the ages of 50 to 70 years. This long period before flowering ensures that the cactus is well established and able to make the most of favorable periods for reproduction. Throughout its life, a saguaro can withstand extremely harsh seasons of heat and drought, thanks to its ability to store large volumes of water and its efficient metabolism that minimizes water loss. As they age, saguaros become fundamental pillars of their environment, providing shade, shelter, and food resources to numerous species. Over time, a saguaro can develop multiple arms, each of which also contributes to the ecosystem's complexity by offering new surfaces for the life of birds, insects, and other small animals. These cacti are not only witnesses to the history of the desert landscape but active and vital participants in maintaining the overall health of the desert ecosystem. Number 8. Longevity. Saguaro cacti are among the most long-lived beings in the plant kingdom, with lives often exceeding a century and a half and can reach 200 years in exceptional cases. This astonishing longevity is a clear indication of their extraordinary ability to adapt and thrive in the hostile desert environment. The prolonged survival of these cacti is crucial not only for their own reproduction but also for maintaining biodiversity in their ecosystem. The saguaro invests a lot of time in developing a solid base and an extensive root system before reaching reproductive maturity around the ages of 50 to 70 years. This long period before flowering ensures that the cactus is well established and able to make the most of favorable periods for reproduction. Throughout its life, a saguaro can withstand extremely harsh seasons of heat and drought, thanks to its ability to store large volumes of water and its efficient metabolism that minimizes water loss. As they age, saguaros become fundamental pillars of their environment, providing shade, shelter, and food resources to numerous species. Over time, a saguaro can develop multiple arms, each of which also contributes to the ecosystem's complexity by offering new surfaces for the life of birds, insects, and other small animals. These cacti are not only witnesses to the history of the desert landscape but active and vital participants in maintaining the overall health of the desert ecosystem. Number 6. Nocturnal flowers. The saguaro cactus produces nocturnal flowers, an impressive ecological spectacle in the arid desert. These flowers, which open at night and close at dawn, are large and pure white, offering a stark contrast to the dark green hue of the cactus. This feature is not only visually attractive but plays a crucial role in the pollination process. By opening at night, the saguaro flowers avoid the desert's high daytime temperatures that could damage their delicate tissues and quickly dehydrate the nectar they produce. The pollination of the saguaro flowers primarily depends on nectar-feeding bats, although they also attract other nocturnal animals such as certain species of moths and bees. Bats, adapted to nocturnal life, are drawn to the intense scent and white color of the flowers, which are visible in the dim moonlight. As they feed on the nectar, these pollinators transport pollen from flower to flower, facilitating cross-pollination among the cacti, which is essential for the genetic diversity and health of the saguaro population. This nocturnal pollination process highlights the interdependence between the saguaro and the desert's fauna. Without the bats and other nocturnal animals, the saguaro's ability to reproduce and disperse their seeds would be significantly reduced. The adaptation of their flowers to nocturnal life is, therefore, a wonderful example of how species can evolve together to survive and thrive in extreme environmental conditions, and how a change in one species' population can directly impact the survival of another. Number 5. Edible fruits. After the flowering season, the saguaro produces edible fruits that ripen in the intense heat of the summer. These fruits, vibrantly red and packed with black seeds, are not only a spectacular sight in contrast to the dark green of the cactus but also a crucial source of nutrition for the desert ecosystem. The fruits of the saguaro are consumed by a variety of animals, including birds, rodents, and even coyotes, which facilitates the dispersal of the cactus's seeds through their excrement, a vital process for the propagation of this species. For the Native American peoples, especially the Tohono O'odham tribe of the Sonoran Desert, the fruits of the saguaro hold significant cultural importance. Traditionally, tribe members collect the fruits using long poles made from dried saguaro sticks to reach the impressive heights of the cactus. This gathering event is not just a subsistence activity but also a cultural ceremony that strengthens community ties and celebrates the generosity of nature. The use of saguaro fruits extends beyond direct consumption. They are used in making jams, jellies, and a sweet syrup, traditionally used to make saguaro wine, which plays a role in the tribe's religious ceremonies and festivities. This multifaceted use of the fruits reflects an ingenious adaptation to an often inhospitable environment and underscores the symbiotic relationship between humans and this iconic desert cactus. Number 4. Cultural significance. The saguaro plays a deeply rooted role in the culture of the indigenous peoples of the desert, especially the Tohono O'odham tribe, who inhabit the Sonoran Desert region where these cacti are prevalent. For these peoples, the saguaro is not just a plant but a living being with its own spirituality. They believe that each saguaro has its own life, its own story, and deserves respect comparable to that of a human being. This perception deepens the community's bond with their natural environment, reinforcing a sense of belonging and responsibility towards land conservation. The Tohono O'odham utilize virtually all parts of the saguaro. The wooden ribs of the dead cactus are used to construct tools and structures, while the flowers, fruits, and seeds are integrated into their diet and rituals. The fruits of the saguaro, in particular, are celebrated with the annual Saguaro New Year ceremony, which coincides with the fruit harvesting season and marks the start of the Tohono O'odham lunar calendar. This ceremony is both a religious celebration and a social gathering, highlighting the community's interconnectedness with the saguaro's life cycle. The significance of the saguaro in Tohono O'odham culture is also evident in their legends and myths, where it is often attributed anthropomorphic characteristics and considered a guardian of the desert. These stories are passed down from generation to generation, instilling values of respect and reverence for nature. Thus, the saguaro becomes more than just a cactus. It is a cultural symbol, a spiritual connection point, and a constant reminder of the harmony between the people and their environment. Number 3. Legal protection. In Arizona, the saguaro cactus enjoys specific legal protections due to its ecological and cultural importance. These regulations are designed to preserve not only individual cacti but also the complex habitats that depend on them. It is illegal to transplant, harm, or destroy a saguaro without special permission, underscoring the recognition of its value and the need to protect these magnificent plants for future generations. This legal protection extends beyond environmental concerns. It also reflects respect for the role the saguaro plays in the culture of the indigenous peoples. The legal framework helps mitigate the impacts of urbanization and development in desert areas, ensuring that saguaros are not unnecessarily removed and that their presence continues to benefit local biodiversity. Local authorities collaborate with scientists and indigenous communities to establish best conservation and management practices for these species. These laws not only preserve the saguaro as a species but also protect its role as a key structural element of the desert ecosystem. Adult saguaros provide nests and shelter for a wide variety of fauna, from birds to insects and small mammals. By protecting saguaros, the laws also help maintain the integrity of these ecosystems, ensuring that they remain robust and resilient in the face of environmental and climatic challenges. The legislation regarding the saguaro is an example of how policies can align with the needs of ecological conservation and cultural preservation. Number 2. Vital habitat. The saguaro cactus is not just an impressive figure in the desert landscape but also plays a critical role in the formation and maintenance of a vital habitat for a diversity of species. Its branches not only provide nests and shelter but also offer a microhabitat that supports a rich biodiversity. Birds such as the desert woodpecker depend on the saguaro for nesting, utilizing the holes they find or create in the cactus's thick trunk. These nests can also be used sequentially by other species over the years. The importance of the saguaro as a habitat creator extends to its ability to modify the microclimate of its immediate surroundings. The shade provided by the saguaro is crucial in the desert heat, not only for the animals seeking refuge but also for the smaller plants that grow around it. This umbrella effect can significantly reduce soil temperature, allowing other less heat-resistant plant species to survive and thrive under its cover. Moreover, when a saguaro dies and falls, its body becomes a resource for the desert soil. The decomposition process enriches the soil with nutrients that would otherwise be scarce in a desert environment. This life and death cycle of the saguaro ensures that it continues to support life in the desert, even after its death, underscoring its role as an essential component of the desert ecosystem. Its presence and longevity ensure the continuity of this unique habitat, demonstrating the interconnection between species and their environment. Number 1. Climate indicator. The saguaro, more than just a component of the desert landscape, acts as a vital climate indicator, reflecting conditions and changes in its environment. Its geographical distribution, which is limited to certain areas of the Sonoran Desert, is directly influenced by specific climatic patterns of the region. The health and growth of the saguaros provide scientists with crucial data about the local climate and the broader effects of climate change on desert ecosystems. Saguaros are particularly sensitive to variations in precipitation and temperature. A significant increase or decrease in rainfall can directly affect their growth rate and survival. For instance, years of prolonged drought can reduce the saguaro's ability to store water, affecting its growth and reproduction. Conversely, unusually cold winters can cause frost damage to the tissues of the saguaro, which are often irreversible and can be fatal for young or weak cacti. The saguaro's ability to flower and produce fruits under these challenging conditions also provides information about the health of the surrounding ecosystem. Studies on the frequency and volume of fruiting can help researchers better understand how variations in climate affect the desert food chain and, consequently, the entire biodiversity of the region. Thus, the saguaro not only survives in its extreme habitat but also serves as an essential tool for monitoring and predicting future environmental impacts, making it a silent but eloquent witness to changes on our planet.